But I want to go back to that contract shit. You know you can always one up them. Obviously, you have less employees. When it comes to negotiating contracts, and they say, "Oh, Razor's offering me this." Well, first of all, how do you know? Like, do you see that contract, or they just tell you, and then you have to believe it based off numbers?
We ask their managers. So there's like rates you can go off. So we know they're not lying. There's no way they can just like, oh, he's worth $500,000. And which there's been people, I'm not gonna name names, that come out with like, oh, we deserve ownership of the company. I'm like, fucking lick my balls. Like
Yeah.
who are you to just come in and say this? Like, I got people bigger than you asking for less. So, but for the most part, 9 out of 10 times, it's like there's rates, and the managers, especially if it's a credible, agency.
Obviously, there's rates, but how do you get those rates, right? Someone's trying to get into business.
We just ask them. Oh, someone else, not me.
Yeah, so I'm just saying, no, like someone's trying to get into business. They're trying to figure out this whole idea on how you created this business. Like,
Sure.
how do you end up having those rates in your hand?
So I got taught, because we signed with Bad Moon Talent, the agency, and they just made like, oh yeah, there's rates. He goes, here's like the,
per
if they get this many
CCV,
views,
concurrent viewers. Yeah,
like stuff like that, and you got to take some things into consideration, like is their game mainly controller? Is it keyboard? Will they do a keyboard cam? Will they do only a face cam? Okay, well, if it's a face cam, we don't do headsets yet, but headsets is actually the most expensive item to sponsor people, because everyone usually does a face cam and what's on your face or your head. Headset. So that's actually the most expensive thing to sponsor. Keyboards on the lower end, this actually sponsor, but we always try to ask for a keyboard cam, and then the price will go up. But our conversion rate goes through the roof.
And how long do they have to keep
Every
that keyboard cam
deliverable too is a certain price. Oh, you want them to do this with you? All right, 10,000. Oh, you want them to do this many swipe ups and this many posts? 50,000. If you wanted to do this and this, goes up in price. It's every tier, and you can narrow it down. Like, I just want one post. If I just want to do one post, that's it. And if he agrees to it, that's a dumb contract. But if he agreed to it, it might be $5,000. But if it's a year contract, multiple posts on Insta, multiple posts on Twitter, swipe ups, Twitter stories, YouTube videos for us. We fly them out 2 times a year for a photo shoot, commercials. You're talking, into it is, but low 6 figures to middle 6 figures.
Now,
bro,
go ahead. Is it on this topic or is it something else?
Yeah, it was no.
I want to ask specific numbers.
Yeah, go for it.
So, like, do you do those swipe ups at different times than tweets so that you can see what the conversion rate is, right? So let's say they have 3 tweets a month, 5 swipe ups. Do you have them do it at different times, or do you sometimes have them? And do you also like mix that in? So you go, all right, this day I want you to do a swipe up and a tweet at the same time. See if that converts way
timing.
more.
Yeah, we call it a marketing calendar, and we have. That's kind of like our e-commerce team. That is like crazy wizards. They'll look at all right, if you posted at 2:00 on Instagram, that's the best time. And if you posted on 1:00 on a Wednesday on Twitter, that's the best time.
Now, how often
look at that engagement?
How often does the talent agree to doing it at that exact time, right? Because like
90% of the time, honestly, usually the managers have access and they'll just post it and we just send them to this. So the talent doesn't even have to lift their finger.
I don't see, like, I would never want to give somebody access to my socials.
Dude,
like
now
that.
they have full control, like Symfuhny in Clix, they have full control of their accounts. Just for the ad posting, they're not lifting a finger. They're just focusing on their stream and whatever they got to do.
Yeah. So Cody, you work with these different creators. You still never told me whether you mentioned the deliverables, etc. Does it ever go off percentage, or is it flat fees when you sell these keyboards?
Different. So we'll offer them kind of multiple things. Like, hey, do you want to do a salary with lower percentages? You know what I mean? Royalty rates if your name's on it, or do you want to have a chance if you believe in yourself? Hey, we'll give you a little bit higher rates, but your salary will go down. But if you sell the shit of it, you're gonna make way more money. Yeah.
Now when it comes to that, these long-term
sometimes
sponsors,
one other one, sorry to cut you off, would be like,
no, it's okay. You can cut me off whenever.
Sure. We'll do salary and then no commission, but we'll do, hey, if you hit a certain sell through, we'll give you a fat bonus.
Okay. So there's different ways that these contracts work.
Different ways.
Right? Because I want to.
Majority of the time, it is salary and just like a lower commission.
Yeah. So royalties are there, but how does that even work, right? Because are you doing these long-term sponsors of them? Because you're announcing these keyboards. Their keyboards are selling out within a fucking hour. right? So are you doing like prior there's deliverables and after there's still deliverables? Is it just prior?
Yeah. So
how does
before we
that
even,
all work?
Yeah. So before we even sign the contract, there's every deliverable from day 1 to day 365, all out on a calendar.
So it's a year long are normally these contracts.
Yeah, majority of them. We're looking about doing like 3-month contracts, test the waters, and then like, all right, let's do long-term shit. Someone like Clix, we're going on year 2. After this year, if he's happy, which I'm sure he will be, and if we're happy, obviously, which I'm sure we will be, we'll probably do an even longer contract. For the most part, they're usually like a year.
Right. So like, do the deliverables change prior and after? Right.
Oh,
Obviously,
for sure.
prior they have to promote it a lot more, and then afterwards it's kind of
we have special things like leading up to a drop. There's gonna be more deliverables around that date, and then during the 2 other months, because usually every quarter during those 2 other months, it's just usually probably like a post.
right.
You know what I mean?
Now,
but then we'll have special days. Like now we're getting even more in depth. Like like you go on Jimmy Fallon if you're like promoting a movie or your new album. Like we're doing a lot more stuff now for deliverables where we fly you out and we have a full production team and we're filming 20 videos in one day, which seems like a lot, but like we can bang these videos out in 15 minutes. One could be a Q&A, one could be how you design your keyboard, one could be, all right, this one's a little bit longer, but we go to the mall and we shop at the Gucci store and just hang out more of a vlog style.
yeah.
And we just make different
You're pumping
videos
out the content
now,
too.
and we just drop them consistently throughout the year, or maybe we drop obviously
On
some
their
of
channels?
the YouTube videos. No, we're trying to go ham on our YouTube channel.
Smart.
We're trying to make it like if you like
build that community of your content.
We really look up to straight up is the UFC. They're doing it fucking
Really?
right.
UFC does that?
Yeah, UFC does it right. Like if
they
you look at
vlog
the
with
YouTube
their
channel,
players and shit?
they call it embedded. That's their series. But
Yeah.
yes, they follow them around. They do all different types of Q&As to breakdowns to you name it. And we're trying to pump content out, like almost be a media company on our YouTube and TikToks and Twitters pretty soon. And that just drives our brand value up, views, number, everywhere, every aspect. And the UFC does it right. They are murdering the game right now and they're doing it right. And we just took some ideas from them and we took some ideas from other people and just kind of make it better or make it more towards gaming. Where, we'll do, like a GQ, they'll be like, what's your top 10 things you can't live without or whatever it is, top 10 things or whatever. Like we'll do that shit. Like what's your top 10 things in your gaming setup? And we'll buy them and, so they're already here, so they don't have to ship it with them. And then they talk about it. So we're just making a shit ton of content and then we purposely drop it at specific times. So if it's like a slow time, we'll do maybe, like a Q&A. If it's right before his drop, we'll do the, breaking down his product and how he designed it. And then on top of the deliverables that he has to post, which is like like a setup tour, that's something that goes on his channel, which always pops off because everyone knows that you're gaming. That's why
go crazy.
Goes crazy for that shit. Because like, well, okay, I see him gaming all the time, but what does his room look like? Or what
that's the only good thing about moving is a setup tour.
Yep, yep. And then just this, the swipe ups and stories and Twitter posts. That's
it's cool. I just want people to see like the different perspectives. Nobody ever gets to ask these questions and like hear about the back end shit.
The main deliverables are like, flying out photo shoot. We can get all the assets we need for our website, banners, this and that. Film a few YouTube videos, and then Twitch overlay. There's like a logo in the corner. A panel down below your stream. We always ask for a keyboard cam. The only person who we just let it go that doesn't do it is Faker.
Yeah, Faker's not gonna do no damn keyboard cam. Not for League of Legends.
He has it like back behind him, like up here.
Yeah, he also doesn't play a shooter, so it's like
right. It's a little different.
Keyboard cam's
maybe it's just his cult,ure. He just didn't he didn't vibe with it. Yeah. It is what it is.
Now does that lower the price of the deal?
Yeah.
Significantly, right? Because it's not always on screen.
Much. Exactly. Or sometimes I'm not going to name names, but there's some people that are more just chatting, but they also game. So we'll do like a hybrid of like, hey, when you're gaming, you have to use a keyboard. When you're just chatting or anything like that, you don't have to.
Yeah, like a keyboard cam, you mean?
Yeah, like keyboard cam. Yeah, if you're doing just chatting, like let's say you're doing cops, I wouldn't ask you to do a keyboard. But if you're playing Fortnite or Apex or anything with it gaming wise, you better see that keyboard.
Yeah, true.
Now, what happens?
Thousands of dollars.
Okay, so that's how it works. There's pre-written penalties in there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
There's you post late, docked. You post a thing we didn't get approved, docked.
Now
it sounds like a dick move.
No, it's business.
But dude, you believe it's business in the fact that we got to hold people responsible, and the only way to hold them responsible is by having such a bad consequence.
Bro, 100%. And you can look at you know, you
'Cause
can
they'll do the same shit if I pay them late. They're coming after me
Exactly.
going, well, you owe me an extra few thousand. You paid me a day late. And I'm like, it is what it is.
And anywhere outside of gaming, like that's just standard business. It's just that people in gaming are so, you know, babied. Where like in Fortnite, kids they're okay with getting paid late. Like it's the standard that you're getting paid late by your team, which is, you know, like
Crazy.
yeah. And so it makes sense. It makes sense. It's just part of business, and you know, you have to be strict in that business. And then you know, when
I get why
business
they get
aside and
paid
friendship,
late, but it's still not okay. Like it's just because esports teams aren't really making money. They're burning through their holes. And there's
Yeah.
like 3 teams only making money.
yeah,
Yeah.
You got 100 Thieves, now TSM because that fat deal in phase. Those are like the only 3 teams profiting.